Franco. Yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now, Franco. Yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now.
Hello. I am here. If I could figure out how to get. This is what happens when I come on alone. See, I told you. Oh, there I am. I'm here. Hi, this is an impromptu thingy, and I decided to come on and see what was happening. Do some stuff. Maybe do some drawing. I was going to do some drawing. I just wanted to see if I set everything up correctly and if I was actually on streaming on the instas, because I'm trying to stream on there at the same time, and we don't know if it's working or not. So I was going to check, do the check, and I am not on there. So I don't know what I'm doing right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I have no idea. But if anybody out there is watching, listening, that'd be great. Yeah. Don't know if I set it up correctly or not. Anyway, I'm here. I thought I was streaming to a whole bunch of places, and wasn't. So trying to figure out how to. Oh, it says I'm live. Once you're live, if your stream is public, you'll find it at the top of your feed on Instagram. That's what it's telling me. So I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go check at the top of my feed on Instagram. I don't see it. I don't see it at the top of my feed. So I don't even know if I'm going live or not. Does anyone out there want to check for me on Instagram? Yeah? Okay. We're going to go with yeah. I'm going. I think so. Yeah. No, I was trying to stream on Instagram too. So on Facebook, I saw me on Facebook. This says I'm alive. Says I'm alive on Instagram too, but I have no clue if I am or not. I talked to Wayne to see if he wanted to come on, but I didn't get a response as I came on, so I figured I would be here instead. But I'm going to send him one anyway. And then I'm going to do some drawing because this is where I am. I'm drawing. And yeah, see, I think I screwed up on Insta. It says I'm live on Instagram, but we don't know. We're not sure. We're getting there, though. I know I'm live on Facebook's. And I was doing this other drawing on here, but I was going to do this drawing to try and do some promotion for the Kickstarter. So we'll see. Let's see. It says, see on my StreamYard, it says that I am live on the Instagram. It says you are alive. And if it says editing, it says to go. Yeah, no, it says it's there, but I don't see it on there. I don't see it. But it says it's there. We're working out technical glitches and difficulties before we get started here. I don't see me on here. Yeah. I don't know if it's on the Oh Yeah Comics live Instagram or my live Instagram. It should be on mine, but I don't see it. And I don't know how to fix it. No clue. Yeah, all right. This is fun. Good times happening. I'm going to go as if we're going on Instagram Live, even though I don't see it up there, because as usual, Franco has screwed something up. So as we are trying to manage everything on here, I'm going to keep talking. If you're out there, say hello. Once you're live, if your stream is public, you'll find it at the top of your feed. says so. It says it is. You see it? No. No one sees it. No one sees it. Yeah. It says. Hi. Yeah. So anyway, okay. Anyway, I have a Kickstarter going right now. It's called LXT on Kickstarter. You can search for it. And we are currently about $500 away from getting fully funded. And I was thinking that if I did this live stream, maybe I could get some people funding and looking at it and seeing it. And I was going to draw one of the characters from the LXT. I was going to draw a character called Frenzy. So I was going to do pencil, ink it, and maybe even color it on here as I talk to you guys. I know it's Sunday night. There's hardly anybody out there. I think no people are watching, so that's awesome. Because I did this with no preparation and no clue how any of this works. And, oh, no. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to draw one of the characters. This character is called the Frenzy. And it's one of many characters that we came up for the LXT. And this guy is like a spawn of the underworld. Old Scratch is the nemesis. And he uses this guy. Well, he's got an interesting story. They can be. I'm getting messages from Instagram saying people like the photo, but I don't see my live stream up there. Crazy. It says I can remove it or edit it, but I don't know if I edit what will happen to it. But anyway, I'm going to keep going this way and see. Oh, there's a Wayne. Wayne. Hi, Wayne. How are you, Wayne? I popped up on here thinking, oh, I'm going to do some stuff. And I thought I was streaming to everywhere. And I remembered to set my profile to public on Facebook. But on Instagram, I don't think I'm streaming, even though it says I'm live streaming on Instagram.
I am going to check because I have
No.
Instagram open as we speak.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
So I don't think I'm on there live, and I don't know how to do the technical difficulties on there.
Come on, search.
So
Oh, there we go.
sorry if I bothered you. I was thinking, hey.
Oh no, you weren't. I was taking a break. I'm down to the last two steps of my Lego, the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Oh, very cool.
So step 11 is which DeLorean do I want to build?
Oh,
1, 2, or 3?
That gives you options in the set?
It does.
Interesting.
You, sir, are not live on Instagram.
Yeah, that's weird. Because I thought I was. Let's see. Create live video. Yeah, it must have disappeared. Maybe I X'd it out or something. I don't know. Let's see.
I think the little leprechauns are going after you.
I think so. It must be appropriate because of the day.
It is. It's all the shenanigans going on.
This might not have
Glory
been a good
be.
idea. Yeah, this might not have been a good idea. So, well, we'll see. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Stream. It says to copy this stream key, which I did. And I'll go back to here. We have, let's see, maybe I can edit this as we're mid-streaming. Let's see if I can edit.
You are multitasking.
I'm trying. It's not working out very good, though. Oh, I think I have to stop it. Oh, I don't know if I can add it in. Maybe I'll end the stream there. Let's end the stream there.
And come back.
Maybe, possibly. Let's remove this. I'm removing it. Okay. And then let's see. Okay, now edit. Let's see. I'll come back. It says add the stream key. I'm going to paste it. I think I may have figured this out, Wayne.
Oh.
Look at me.
Darn those leprechauns.
Look at me go. Okay. La la la. And it says now that I am streaming, but I don't see me on there.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, now I do.
Okay, I'm gonna
All right.
exit the
I think I
app
think I
and
think
then
I
jump
got it
back
now.
into it.
It's very
Got too many.
possible. It's very possible that I'm streaming there now. Thanks everybody for the 2 people that are hanging out, checking out the stream on on all the things. But I think I might be up there on Instagram now. I'm getting a thumbs
Yes,
up
you
over
are,
there.
sir. You're
Look
up.
at me. Look at me. Fixing things on the fly, Wayne. Fixing
You,
things on
sir,
the fly.
are a technical genius. I will go to you for all my IT issues.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever. Please. No. All right. Anyway, this is what we're here for. I have a Kickstarter right now on it's called LXT on Kickstarter, and we are only $500 away from funding, Wayne.
Oh
And
wow,
I
that's
figured
cool.
maybe if I came on here and did a drawing, and maybe if people were compelled to possibly, I don't know, contribute in the time that we're on the air, I might give this drawing away to them. I'm thinking.
Ah, that sounds like
So,
a good thing.
and also anybody, and also anybody who contributes before tomorrow, before the end of day tomorrow, I'm doing 5 drawings that I will be giving away. So you get the chance to win a drawing, and it would be any character of your choice. If you're out there listening and or watching, you can come in and get that. You can, if I pick you at random, then you can get that drawing for free. Any drawing, any character of your choice, 1 character drawing. So you have twofold if you're watching this. There's twofold way you can win this drawing that I'm doing right now. And then you are entered into winning if we fully fund the Kickstarter, and we're only about $500 away. If we fully fund by tomorrow evening, then I'm going to give away 5 drawings, and you may be picked randomly for that. So, yes. How does that grab you? Pretty good,
Oh,
I think.
that's amazing.
So I didn't do the intro very well. So this is Wayne. Hi, Wayne.
Hey, Franco.
Wayne is my commentator wrangler guy, and I sprang this on him, and I said, "Hey, Wayne, do you want to do a live show maybe?" And Wayne's like, "Sure, I'm free maybe Tuesday or Wednesday." And I'm like, "No, I was thinking like 10 minutes from now." And he's like, "Oh, wait."
Yeah, give me a few minutes. I just need to fire up the bat computer
So
and look for
anyway,
where my AirPods are.
so that was the reasoning here. That's the reasoning here. But yeah. So we're looking at the LXT, and I was going to draw this character because he's one of my favorite characters.
Is it like a goblin?
Yeah, it's
I'm
called
just going by the ears.
Yeah, it's called the Frenzy, and he's mostly on fire.
Okay.
He's on fire everywhere. And we came up with an interesting story of how you become a frenzy, because these are like minions of the underworld, or the down under, not Australia, if you catch my drift. So yeah, he becomes, this creature that does the bidding of the old Scratch, and I just like his look, because his smile comes all the way off his face, which I like. And he
It's like a Snidely Whiplash with the mustache.
yeah, but
It just
this
goes
is
on
actually,
forever.
yeah, this is the actual edges of his face
Yeah.
that do not adhere to any rules of anatomy, because they come right off his face. And yeah, so I was figuring, how do I get people to look at the Kickstarter? It's a weird Kickstarter because it's a game. I'm not usually known for games, so it's not funding as rapidly as I thought, but that's okay, because we still have like about 25 days to go. But I'm figuring if we could get if we could get funded before the 1 week mark, that's an accomplishment. That's like kind of almost climbing, just like the foothills of Mount Everest. Like the first 2 or 3 rocks on Everest, not all the way up to the top, not even halfway, not even a quarter of the way. I'm thinking that'll get us that far.
So you're thinking Darby Allin with the broken foot, he's just going to make it to the base camp.
Yeah, Darby Allin, the wrestler on AEW, or the other?
That's right.
Oh, did you see that pay-per-view where he went through the glass sheet and there was no one else
I saw
around?
the highlights of it.
Yeah, I was like, what?
That was insane.
There's nobody even there. What's happening there? Anyway, so yeah, so this guy is called the Frenzy, and I developed and created all the characters with my buddy Jason, and with the help of Nicholas, my son, to write Origins, but I like to say Oranges. And then this guy was one of them. So he's like a hell spawn.
Oh.
He's like a hell spawn, and there's nobody commenting out there. I don't think so. I don't see
No,
anybody yet.
everyone's joining, but no commenting so far.
No.
So can you describe the game a bit?
Yeah. So you have these 5 good guy player cards in the game, and then you have all the rest are acolytes of Old Scratch or Old Scratch himself that you have to kind of get through. So again, I've said this on other things, but it's hard to describe because I didn't develop the game. My buddy Jason did. So I developed the the origins and the looks of all the characters. Yeah, and all the looks of the characters. But the gameplay is all the mathematical stuff, and he's a math teacher, which is why it works for him.
Well, Hot Wing of Justice says he or she loves the fact that this can be a one-player game.
Yeah, that's
on Instagram.
That's Brian. Brian's a good guy. Yeah, Hot Wing of Justice. I know that guy. So yeah, and he's a contributor. So thank you, Brian. And this also, yeah, if anybody, we also have add-ons. So if you've already contributed and you want to go in and put on an add-on, we got some stickers, we got some comics up there. That'll put you in the running for this drawing as well. But I figured,
and some cool art too, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
all the original art from the card art for all the characters. So the Kickstarter is set up for 12 characters in our, if we reach a stretch goal of 3,500, then we're going to throw in 6 extra cards because it's a matter of pricing. Yeah, the game itself only comes with 12 cards, but if we reach that stretch goal, we still got to get to funding. Funding's got to happen, first, and that's got to take place before tomorrow for the artwork giveaway. But it's cool because came up with the origins, and like I told my buddy, look, if we're gonna do this, I want to make sure that it's got some sort of artwork component. Because then we did the card art, and I'm like, it'd be cool if we can, do the a book that kind of tells a little bit about these guys. So that's how we came up with the who's who concept. And then talking about it with my son Nicholas, we thought about when do these stories take place, and they usually take place, or they don't usually, they take place anywhere in the world, because Old Scratch is everywhere, so it happens all over the world, but it also happens in different points in time. So that's why we decided to create another book called the Dark Atlas book. So that covers the places that it took place in, but it also the time periods, because all the stories take place over different times and stuff like that. So that's how we came up with the Dark Atlas book. And then I thought what would be really cool is because I already did the artwork for everybody for the who's who, the cards and stuff like that. But what if I got my friends to do some of the artwork? And like I said, I showed it to Scoot first, Scott McMahon, Scoot, And as we were talking, he actually drew one of the characters. He goes, "How does this look?" And I'm like, "That's cool." And that's what gave me the idea for the Dark Atlas book. So I'm like,
Cool.
I'm gonna do that. And there's some, excuse me, some stunning, amazing artwork there as well. So yeah, oh, I like this guy.
For some strange reason, the comments aren't coming up. So I just
Oh.
have to grab another device so that I can have the Facebook comments open on one device.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's commenting.
Nope, there's commenting.
Oh, are
I
there?
got, yeah, I'm seeing them on Instagram and I see the Instagram comments and I see the Facebook, but they're not
Oh.
showing up in the StreamYard.
Oh,
So
that's
I
weird.
have to get another device to
Oh,
open it's just like the old days where I have like multiple devices opened up on multiple sites
I'm
to
sorry
make
about
sure
that.
we
Well,
capture
now
everything.
I'm glad you were here, but I'm really, really glad you were here now because I never would have figured out. I thought everybody would have been ignoring me
Yeah, no,
and
no,
and not commenting. But definitely,
no,
if you
no.
have any
I'm
questions or anything, yeah, spit them out there.
no. D. Brad says hello.
Oh yeah, D bread.
Uh, Antonio Hernandez says I see a pencil.
Yeah, it's happening.
Oh, the Mrs. C says I see you.
Oh, which misses, mine or yours?
If mine could see me, that'd be a difference. You know
Oh,
what? I would be running right now.
okay.
We're dealing. That would be on the October 31st. I would be able to see her.
Okay.
That would
All
be
right.
that. You know, that'd be perfect for ghost stories. Oops, gotta put my
Ghost
cam back
stories. Oh, yeah.
on. But yeah, no, it'd be your missus. Sorry. I'm trying to go through everybody. Dan Wininski.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you at C2E2.
Yeah. Cool.
Jason's jumped on. Hey yo. And I
Jack
just
and
have to
Eddie.
get
He's the
yeah.
creator here. Yeah.
Okay. And I just have to get my phone to get onto Instagram.
Well, let's see
And
if
then we're good.
I can make this sharper. This image. It'll go blurry for a second, but then it'll come back in. Yeah. Oh, there we go. A little
Oh,
bit.
just be like going to the eye doctor.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see if it gets any better. Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, a little bit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if it gets.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, there I am.
Had to turn the volume down. There you go. Oh,
So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, but yeah, it was just like a fun thing to do. And I know I was taking a chance on it because it's not really comic related. It's more game related in terms of Kickstarter rules. So it doesn't really show up in the comics section, and I think that's another thing that might be hindering people from finding it. Because I think it's set up in the games section, but that was kind of like out of my control in terms of, when you
it'd be
set it
based
up
on the
and stuff.
description of it too, so it'd be
Yeah.
hard to try to put it in the comic section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
It's like eBay, when you try to put something in there and try to hit as many good categories as possible,
mm-hmm.
and then no, you got to go here.
Right.
Oh, Alt Balthazar has joined us on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Art Balthazar. I know that guy. I know him. We have some history together with that guy.
Well,
so,
I've said this before for people out there who are looking for it, and this is how I found it. I just typed in Franco, and boom, it popped up. So
okay,
it's
yeah.
very simple. It's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to write down the URL,
you don't even have to write
URL
the
code.
you don't even have to write the URL. You could just type in LXT and it'll come up, because I've done that as well. So either type Franco, Franco, or type in LXT, and it will come up. And like I said, if we fund fully before the end of tomorrow night, there are 5 spots that will randomly be drawn, and you will have a chance to win a character of your choosing. And I figure everybody who's in here tonight and sort of contributing or contributes while this stream is going on will get a chance to win this drawing that I'm doing. So there. How do you like them apples?
Cool. What tool are you using?
Pen.
Yeah.
It is it's a Japanese touch pen,
Okay.
and I found them a little while ago. A good buddy of mine, Jason May, because I'm always looking for pens. I'll switch to about every couple of years.
Mhm.
There'll be a new pen that I'll that I'll pick up, and that's the one I go with. I was using these brush pens, but they were kind of a pain in the butt because they would dry out, and I would have to refill them. These are just pens that you buy, and they're cheap enough.
Mhm.
Back in the day, I would use rapidograph pens and then ink out of a bottle, and that was annoying
What-
because when my studio was in the other room, we used to have carpet, and I
mhm.
dropped it a couple times. I dropped the bottle of
Ooh,
ink a couple times. My wife was not happy about that.
no,
Yeah.
that's not the washable ink.
No, it is
You
not.
know, it's the type of ink that I currently have on my body right now that I did not expect to get.
Oh, yeah, because they
Oh
tattooed
yeah,
you,
they
right?
dotted me up.
Yeah, that's right.
I am officially inked.
Now, does that make you want to run out and get other ink now? Like,
No. Just say no.
no?
And because I know, and that was just them putting the needle in once and then dumping a whole bunch of ink in. I cannot. I don't know if I could handle the repetitive dot 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 dot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
there's
one of the
certain
things
things in
I never
life
got.
that, and I especially I asked the technician, so I'll be able to take this off later. Because I nope,
No.
you'll have that for life, and it may grow. And I'm going, it may grow. What you
Th-
do? Give me expanding ink?
Yeah. So they're not tattoo
I don't
artists.
think they know what they're using.
Yeah. We're just
They just grabbed the bottle. It had black stuff in it.
this is what we're doing.
I might have a symbiote in me and not know it.
Oh man,
I
it's
know.
crazy.
Scary.
It's
It's
crazy.
scary Spider-Man stuff.
So this guy's crazy and nutty and all fiery. He's on fire.
Yeah.
These
Cool.
things. But yeah, the gameplay was fun to create and do. Well, not the actual gameplay because I didn't do that part, but creating the characters was a lot of fun. So we'll see if the thing gets funded, it'll happen, Wayne.
Mhm. That's
And that's
good.
what
I'm
that's
sure
what
it'll
we're
get
looking at.
funded. I have faith.
Oh, me too. We have like I said, we have 20, 25, 24 days left, I think. So we haven't even been live a week yet. So I think we're doing pretty good. And like I
See,
said, we're
Jason's
only
trying to scare me.
Jason.
Yeah, he's scaring me. Tattoos are done with a single liner with a colorer which has 13 needles. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them. He would know for
No,
sure.
no, 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 no. Not
No.
going to happen again.
Mm.
Even oh, and Jason also said even washable ink never comes out of the carpet.
Well, that's disappointing because it's called washable ink. So why would that
Well,
not
no,
come out of
actually,
it?
no. If you're using ink, it could be permanent ink. It could be like the India ink.
Yeah, but if it says that it's washable ink,
Oh,
it should be able to
okay.
wash out,
Should be able to wash it out. Yeah.
right?
And Jason, the answer is yes. It is for radiation.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
Jason would know about that as well.
Yep. And Art says, "Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's true. It's true. This guy's got
It's all true."
he's got a full head of fiery hair there. So, anywho,
I'm not going to say that character copyright or anything, but you know what I'm thinking when I'm looking at this?
yeah, tell me.
Ditko's creeper.
Ooh. Okay, so
Remember the Ditko's? It had like when he drew him. It's just this wild mane of hair.
okay, so do you want to be let in on a little secret? When we were
Uh-oh.
discussing this project with Jason, he
Yeah.
did say, you know, the frenzy would be something along the lines of because he had a different name for it, I think, and then renamed it the Frenzy. I think actually my son came up with the name the Frenzy, and
Mhm.
but he said kind of like a creeper type of character.
Aha.
So there you go. Wayne
Ah,
cracked the code.
Wayne's an old time comic book guy. That's why.
That's right. So definitely not the creeper.
Not the
Definitely not
creeper.
the
No. I'm not saying is the creeper. I'm just saying I'm getting a creeper vibe from him.
yes. See, Wayne, you are good. You got that. That's exactly the vibe that we were going for.
Oh, and D. Brad is drawing along with you, and he's
Cool.
drawing Two-Face.
I
Oh,
need
we
to
got
see.
insider information according to Jason.
It's true. That is insider information because
Oh,
we haven't told anybody that.
and Jason said nicknamed it Frenzy. He called it literally like the creeper.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This was so impromptu that I didn't even decide. Like, now that Jason's here, I should have said, "Hey, Jay, want to come on with me?" Or even D. Brad, because we said we were going to have him on at some point.
Yeah. Oh, and what? Antonio Hernandez says looks more like little Hell Sprite.
I'm not sure if I know what the hell Sprite is. What the hell Sprite is it? Sorry, that's a bad joke.
I'm wondering if it's with Ileana.
Oh, Magic
Yeah.
from Marvel. I
Uh-huh.
always liked that character.
Yeah, I liked how they changed her from being just basically Peter's sister, little
Uh-huh.
sister, into someone you do not want to mess with.
Right? And I even like the version in the movies. Was it Anna Taylor-Joy
Yes.
who was Ileana? And I
Mhm.
like that movie more than I thought I was going to.
I really liked how that, and again, I've said this several times, how they incorporated Lockheed, and it made sense.
Yep.
Like it is hard to try to bring in a dragon character.
So he's coming along somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat there. That's what he's looking like.
Jason says, well, wait, Sprite's a Coca-Cola product, Franco?
No, I don't think so.
And Antonio was saying, as opposed to a Hellspawn. So this could be something from McFarlane's world, the Hell
Ooh.
Sprites,
Whoa, that's
which
possible.
I have not read past issue 25. I think I dropped from it then, all those years ago, since it's past 300 now.
Yeah, a lot of the image stuff I stopped reading after a while.
I don't know. It just got boring. Or
Well, I know that they changed too, because like the Spawn isn't the same guy, or is it? I don't know. I know that I know the Savage Dragon isn't. Like he died, and then it's his son or something like that.
yeah,
Who took
and
over?
it's in real time too, I think.
Oh, is it? Wow.
I think Eric's doing it in real time.
I should pick that up again. I've always liked Eric's work.
Yeah, because it's the son that's taken over. Yeah. Jason says that the New Mutants needed to be released as an R-rated version, and because they cut it back.
Oh.
Because it was supposed to be like a horror, like a true horror movie.
Yeah, it kind of had that vibe to it. But I don't know if they pulled it off as a true horror movie, or how
I think they
different
just
it was
didn't know how
supposed
to
to be.
market it or do it anything with it.
That always seems to be the case. Also, I always like drawing lots of swirls.
Mm-hmm. Did you read Conan with Barry Windsor Smith?
The way back ones?
The way back ones?
Yeah.
Remember, there, I don't know which issue number it was, but there was the one where he drew all the coins, and inside it, he wrote, "I must be crazy" by drawing all these coins with all the swirls.
That makes sense. I could see it. Didn't he just release a book too, like a that was
Monster.
supposed to be Hulk or something like that?
You
Or
can
or what?
definitely see how it got repurposed
Yeah.
from a Hulk story.
Must have been a hell of a story because I understand that book is real big, right?
Yeah, it took him 20 plus years
Wow, that's
to
a lot.
complete it.
That's
Ooh,
crazy a lot.
all right.
So
Cool.
anyway,
We're
go ahead.
missing one of the Facebook sites. All right, it's cool. No, I'm just so Jason's Sanity. Oh yeah, I caught another one while it's live. This looks cool.
Oh,
So
thanks.
StreamYard's not picking up everybody. And that was from YouTube.
Yeah, so I'm streaming. I think I'm streaming live right now on Instagram, YouTube, and my Facebook
Okay.
feed.
All right.
So I think
So it's not picking up the Facebook feed or the Instagram comments.
yeah. Wow. Well, thanks,
Cool.
Jason. Thanks for coming in.
All right.
So yeah, the reason that we're here is because I have a Kickstarter going right now. It's called LXT. You can search it by going Kickstarter and searching LXT or my name Franco, and it'll come up. And the Kickstarter is live right now, and we are about $500 away from being funded. So we're looking to get this thing funded by tomorrow, even though we have 20 something days left. But if we fund by tomorrow, there is a chance for you to win some original art. Any character you want, I will draw. One character per. And that will be chosen randomly tomorrow evening if we fund by then. But tonight, because I'm live streaming, and I'm live streaming this Frenzy drawing. Frenzy is one of the characters from the LXT Kickstarter. I am going to give this away to someone who is watching us and who contributes to the Kickstarter. Any amount you can contribute. You don't even have to get anything. You can just contribute an amount, even as low as $1. Kind of hoping you do more than that, though, to help fund. But that is the promise I have made. That is the promise I will keep. So one lucky viewer right now who is watching and contributes, will receive this drawing in its entirety finished. And I'll even mail it out this week. So you don't have to wait for the Kickstarter to fund. You can just do it now. I think that's pretty reasonable, don't you?
I think that's amazing. Jeremy Courtney is amazing that you can talk while arting.
I can always talk while arting. It's other things that I can't do while arting. Eating is
You
hard.
can't art while arting.
Like eating is hard while arting. I was
Get
drawing
messy.
this other drawing when I talked to you, because this is probably going to go out for sale this week. This is I call this one Island Girl, and this is a Wonder Woman drawing with some tikis, and it's going to be some plants, and that'll be up for sale sometime this week on my other sites, so to speak. But yeah, I can art while talking, or I could talk while arting, really. But I used to draw all the time, everywhere. I mean, I still do. But even when I was a kid, I would draw all sorts of stuffs on all sorts of things, because I grew up in restaurants, and I would draw on the back of placemats and things like that. So
you know the story of our mutual friend, Mr. Bill
Oh no.
Sienkiewicz,
Oh yeah.
where a cover got lost or something, and he had to draw a replacement, and it was on the back of a pizza box cover.
No, I don't know this story.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Bill had to get something in quickly, and it was the back of a pizza box cover. Like,
Oh man.
it's whatever Bill can grab,
Well,
he'll make it into a piece of art.
that man is amazing. And you know, I met him last San Diego or the San Diego before that for the very first time. I'd never met him
Oh
before.
wow.
So yeah, I can't
Oh,
remember if it
he's
was
a
this.
gentleman. He's
Yeah, I was very intimidated though, because you know that whole thing where like don't meet the guys that you know you know what I
yes,
mean. Um,
exactly.
I'm like, oh man, I don't
Do
know if
not
this is gonna
meet
go
William
well.
Shatner.
You know,
You will be disappointed.
I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna be something that I'm gonna like or not, but he was so pleasant and so kind, and signed the sketchbook that I got and everything, and he was it's just amazing. I'm in awe of his work. I
Hmm.
don't know how he does it. You know, another person that I don't know, like yes, there are some true great artists like Walter Simonson. You know, the list, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, my absolute favorite, and
Hmm.
it's effortless, and their artwork is amazing, right? But they're comic book artists, so you kind of know how that happens in terms of if you're an artist technical wise, how they're doing these things, right? But Sienkiewicz, you see his artwork, and I'm sure watching him draw, yeah, it happens. But like you look at his artwork, you're like, how did he achieve that? How did he how did he do that layered upon layer? You know, like if you watch, Garcia Lopez, who is absolutely my favorite comic book artist, like, oh, that's a pencil on paper. With Sienkiewicz, you have no idea what it is. Is he painting? Is he watercoloring? What is it that's there? The other person who's like that for me, who is amazing, is Brian Stelfreeze.
Hmm.
I've seen him draw. I know what he does. I don't know how he does it. Like he puts these colors down, and I think maybe it's because it's watercolors. I've never really understood how they worked because I hate them. Um, but yeah, I just
And
don't know how
even
he does it.
the colors that he selects to do the highlights, that you don't think, oh, that can't work. If you put
Exactly.
those two together, that's just not
Exactly.
going to work.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever seen Kim Jun-ji?
No.
He, he's no longer with us, unfortunately, but he used to set up where Big Wow was in San Diego,
Hmm.
like their aisle. He would be across from them, and what he would do is he would do live sketching if you bought one of his sketchbooks, and he's sketching all day long, and there is constant line to get a piece of art from him,
Wow.
and it's whatever, and it's everything that just comes in his head, and he just puts it down without thinking.
Yeah. Those people like that amaze me, and I'm sorry I never got to see him or meet him. But yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but you know what I'm saying about the comic artists like Jose
Yeah.
or Walt or something like that. You can see it. You can see it on the page. You know how he did that. You know where it came from out of his head.
Hmm.
People like Sienkiewicz or Brian Stelfreeze, but even more Sienkiewicz than Stelfreeze, and
Hmm.
I love them both. Like I don't know what the process is. I don't know how it how it happens. How do you get something to look like that with these simple lines and these layers of things, whether it be watercolor or whatever it is that you're doing? I don't know. Maybe I'm just pontificating too much about others when I should be concentrating on this.
uh, the first San Diego I went to was in '89, and his art dealer at the time, I walked by, and
This is
he had
Sienkiewicz or Stelfreeze?
yeah, Sienkiewicz,
Hmm.
and he had the stray toaster pages
Oh, okay.
where it was true multimedia,
Yeah.
because there was like transistors put into the artwork.
Wow.
It was almost like a collage of what he was doing,
Yeah.
of whatever was around to be able to give the graphic narrative of the story at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got some colors happening now.
My eyes. Acoustica Rain asks, what are we drawing today, Franco?
Ooh, we are drawing, in case you missed it, something from my LXT Kickstarter. This is called a character called Frenzy, who's like kind of like a hellspawn, and he appears in the game. And I decided that I'm going to come on live tonight and draw this. And anybody who is here and contributes to the Kickstarter tonight during this live stream will have the chance to win this. So if you contribute tonight, I will go on afterwards and look at who contributed, because they give me that list on the Kickstarters, and someone will get this. And you don't have to contribute a lot. We would appreciate it if you contribute and pick up a game or the books or both. But you don't have to. You could just contribute an amount to help us get funded. We're looking to try and get funded. It's a excuse me, it's a self-imposed goal of getting fully funded. We're about $500 away, getting fully funded by tomorrow night. So we're kicking it. We're doing it old school. We're trying to raise the funds. I feel like Jerry Lewis almost a little bit.
Well, we won't be up till 2 in the morning.
No. This will end in about not even an hour.
Hot Wings also said watching Gene Ha draw is pretty amazing.
Gene Ha's great. He's such a nice guy. That guy, Gene Ha. But yes, I'm always amazed. Don't get me wrong by the statements I've made here tonight.
Mhm.
I am amazed, and I love to watch people draw. You know, even Art Baltazar. You know, cartoony guys like that. Jeff Smith, stuff like that. I love to watch those guys draw. I'm just saying, you know, and I'll sit and I'll watch Walter Simonson or anybody else draw. Excuse me, all the time. But like, you know, Stelfreeze and Sienkiewicz are just on a, I don't know, different level.
Mhm.
Even so much as Alex Ross, whose art is amazing, and he's such a cool guy, awesome to talk to. Watching him, I watch his videos too, but you can see that. You can see the mechanics happening. You know, I'm just
Mhm.
saying with Stelfreeze and even more so with Sienkiewicz that I don't understand how it's happening type thing.
And if you looked at the evolution of Bill's work
Hmm.
and he'll even admit it himself, where he's a Neil Adams clone,
Yeah. Well,
and
that's how you
as he
start,
goes
I
through
think, as an
Moon Knight,
artist.
and
Yeah.
and as Moon Knight changes too.
Hmm.
But when he went to New Mutants, it just went
Yeah.
to a different level. And again, the printing of comics was so bad back then. The pages used to stick together because
Mhm.
the amount of ink that would be needed just to color his pages.
Yeah.
And then you had to be careful when you were opening the comics that you weren't going to rip them because they literally would stick together because the amount of ink that was soaked in the page.
Yeah. It's just it's nutty to see that kind of, you know, how the brain works
Mhm.
on paper. Literally, you can see it happening. So that's all I'm saying, and I'm definitely not taking away from other art. I love other artists and watching them draw and stuff like that.
The one that blows me is how Scoot draws.
Again, see, but you watch, you can see the mechanics happening, even though he holds
Yeah,
his
but I
pencil
just
real
don't
funny.
understand how
Right.
he grabs the pencil or the pen or the marker and how he can draw the way he draws.
Yeah, because Scoot, he
Just
draws like this. He draws
yeah,
like, he holds his hand like this and he draws like that. And that's weird. I draw like this. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. That's the first question I asked Scoot, is like, how many of your teachers told you were doing it wrong? Because that's the first question that came to my mind there. Truth.
Okay, Jason says especially about the LXT NFT on Kickstarter. Wait, get back here.
Yeah.
The best value is the game and comics together, obviously. The game has several different game modes and works for all ages. So it's an
There you go.
all ages game, so you don't have
Yes.
to worry about if it's going to be for adults or for teens,
hmm
for youngins.
Everything is pretty PG on there.
Mm-hmm.
The stories are spooky, but not what's the word? Not overly.
It'd be like equivalent to your Dead Man Tales.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more in terms of the horror than the Dead
Mhm.
Man Tales were, but yes, absolutely, nothing too overtly grotesque is I guess a good way to explain it.
We're not talking Walking Dead.
No. So there's first layers. Whenever I color, I always go lighter colors to darker colors.
Well, it's adding the base and then
Yeah.
building up from the base. See, I'm learning all this stuff that I've never taken art lessons, but hanging around with you guys, I've learned a lot.
Yeah. Well, I learn a lot too sometimes, like when I watch people, I'm like, oh, how did they do that? How does that happen?
Mhm.
So I still
Oh.
learn.
I was talking with Klaus Janson. I picked up a page from him, and he was had dark side on it with like Kirby dots, and he said, "So Wayne, do you know how I did this?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know how he did it. He didn't use like little circle things. Nope. What he did was he took an ink dropper, like an eyedropper,
hmm
and that was his circles
Yeah.
that he put on the page, and they formed. It was like perfect little Kirby dots.
Yep.
The other ones were people using electric toothbrushes for splatter.
Yeah.
Or
I
a
use
toothbrush
regular
for
toothbrushes.
splatter.
Yep. I do that too, especially with paint. I don't do too much on ink because it kind of goes all over the place. But
Mhm.
yeah. So let's check. I'm gonna go over and check the. Ooh, this is working, Wayne. Absolutely,
Is
no
it?
one has contributed during this program.
Well, that works.
But you know what? I'm having fun anyway.
As long as you're having fun. You know what? That's all life is about, is having fun.
That's what I'm here for, man. Just to have fun. I figured it'd be a fun way to. Oh,
Mhm.
see, now I screwed up because I wasn't paying attention. Now I got to add more flames. Yeesh. See what happens. See what happens when I don't pay attention.
But that's okay. Those are what happy little accidents.
They are, according
We
to
use
Bob
the
Ross.
Bob Ross approach.
That's right. So I would do stuff like this in class all the time, to demo stuff. I would,
Mhm.
especially if it was a day where we were doing self portraits and stuff like that. I'd wind up drawing, like, because of all my classes and stuff like that. I'd wind up drawing like 6 or 7 different versions of my head, like, portrait in a day type thing. So yeah, there we go.
Would it be like the T-shirts with Darth Vader? Happy, sad.
They were all kind of like the same-ish looking almost, but
Oh, Jason says he also does using the toothbrush is the same method he uses to splatter for models.
yep, yeah, because Jason paints models and stuff like that. He even teaches. He's taught some classes on model painting and stuff like that too. But yes, look at it. It's happening, Wayne. It's all happening. And also, this should be interactive. If anybody has any questions, it doesn't have to be about artwork. It doesn't have to be about what I'm drawing. It could be anything. Life's lessons. We can give out advice, like Ann Landers or Martha Stewart. No, she doesn't give advice.
I listen to a sports station out of Montreal, and they sign off by saying, "Never open a can of beans that you can't finish."
Oh, Why?
I don't know. I think Rowdy Piper might have said that in a promo, and he's used it as his call sign to end the his segment.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because literally, when you go to a Mexican restaurant, they have refried beans.
Ah,
Yeah. So I don't
we
know.
do
I
have
don't
a
know.
question from Jason's Sanity.
Yeah.
Will the Who's Who comic be sold separately if someone only backs the cards?
Yes, there's different versions. You can add on stuff. So um, what we did was, I think you have to get the card game, which is only the $18. But then for a couple more bucks or $5, you can add on, or one of the rewards tiers is the Who's Who book or the Dark Atlas book. You could get them separate, or you could get them all together in a bundle, because that's the best value. You get the cards and the books, both books and the cards. So like I said, the card set has 12 characters, playable characters. But if we reach the stretch goal, we're going to add 6 more in there, and that's just price wise because it costs so much to get these 12 cards, and then they add on like 6 per. So if we can get to a stretch goal, we already designed the characters, but you can get
And
that.
there's a
But yes,
special promo card, not promo card, Chrome
hmm
card, isn't it?
yeah, there's
That's
a
also
foil
an
card.
add-on.
There's a foil card that you can get separately as an add-on. That's the old scratch foil card. The only place you're ever going to be able to get that is on the Kickstarter. So we're not going to have that, like, if we fund, we're going to be at different shows and at the stores. You'll be able to get, the game and the books, but you're never going to be able to get the foil card anywhere else but on the Kickstarter. And you're going to be able to get stickers too. I have them. I just got them the other day. So you're going to be able to get a pack of stickers like this. I drew them all kind of. I'll put them here so you'll be able to see. So these are the stickers that you'll get in the set as an add-on. You can get a set of stickers, and there's a cute version of Frenzy right there,
Mm-hmm.
a cutesy version. But they don't look like this. The whole. This is just like a cutesy version of them. Great. Now I forgot which marker. There we go. So yeah.
Chris Connolly, are you going to be at C2E2? And would you just be in Artist Alley, or could there be an panel?
I don't think we have an Oh Yeah panel this year. I am going to be in Artist Alley. I believe, don't quote me, but I believe my table is Z as in zebra 9. And I'll be there. I believe I am next to my buddies Scoot and Art Baltazar. We'll be set up there, but this year we do not have an Oh Yeah Comics panel. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think we have one there this year. But yes, I will be there. And it'll be, if we get funded, which I'm hoping we will, it'll be too close to have any of this stuff there at C2E2, but I will at my other appearances most likely.
So like at Heroes.
Yes, Heroes and Three Rivers and New York and San Diego, I will have some of those. Absolutely. So if you're on the fence about it or weren't 100% certain, if you have any questions about it, please ask me. I know maybe I could have done a better job, or we could have done a better job with some of the explanations, I think, on the Kickstarter and stuff. So I think there's things that I would do differently next time, I think. But first Kickstarter, and I am very pleased with how it's going so far. I'm pretty confident we'll get funded by the end of the 24 days. I'm a little impatient. It gives you that anxiety. It gives you that anxiety that, we're not funded yet. It's only been a week, even though we have a month. And I check it all the time. I'm like, did we fund yet? We didn't fund yet. But that's just me. My wife says I have issues, but that's just me happening there with my anxiety and stuff. And I know I take too long to color too. You're out there looking at me going, geez, how long does this take to color? I'm very slow, methodical. It's weird.
Well, I've watched Artie color on some of his streams, and he'll go in and blow it up. I know he's coloring digitally, and he's making sure he's getting the exact pixels out if
Yeah, I
they've
do that
just
too.
gone a little bit over.
Yep.
And that you may not have seen
Yeah.
if it got printed, but
Yep.
he goes through and makes sure.
I do the same thing because it's the methodical thing like that I do. But yeah, this is a different animal because it's coloring an original paper piece by hand, so you want to make sure that you get it right, and you want to color within the lines. Unless you're trying to color outside the lines, which is a different story. But you want to
Are you
color within
using
the lines.
a Copic marker?
For this one, no. This is a Ohuhu, Ohuhu, that I just got to try out. So I wanted to try these out. They're okay. Copic markers I have as well. They're not my favorite. My favorite are, believe it or not, Prismacolors.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I love Prismacolors more than any other ones. But I've heard rumors that they're going to be discontinued, which is upsetting to me. But I don't think I can do anything about that. And I hope that's not true because I need to buy some. That's why I'm like, oh, if they are, let me try out some other ones so I know what I like and what I can use. So these are okay. I like the tips because they're. Sorry, I was coloring off camera because I get into it. But I like the tips. They have two tips. You know, the broad one and then the
fine point.
The fine point, and I love the fine point because I can get really just like right in there. And then I usually do color pencils over as well.
So a bit about the gameplay. It's cards with the dice because there's dice that come with it.
Yes.
So is it similar to like a Magic type?
Yeah. Again, Jason would be the one to explain, but you have different statistics on the back. Like you have speed, and he's probably yelling at the computer right now as I try to explain this.
Do you want to send him a link?
We could. Yeah.
How's that? That'll make it a little easier for you.
Yeah, I could do that.
Hey, Jason, do you want to jump on?
Let's see. I will send him the invite through the Facebooks. Then let's see if I can do this. If I remember how to do this as we are talking, because he can explain all this stuff.
Because that's what some of the people just might want to like an explanation of the gameplay.
Yeah, there's videos on the what you call it?
The Kickstarter.
On the Kickstarter, yes, thank you. See, this is why I have you come on with me.
Yep, he wants to come on.
I sent him the link through the Facebooks.
There we go.
So he will be able to pop on and tell you how it works. He's going to talk your ear off, though.
That's okay.
That's why we're on here, is to talk. But yeah, again, iterating. If anybody wants to contribute during this live stream, they could win this drawing. And I know it's not established characters like Spider-Man and things like that, but these are original characters. We created them for this game, and that's the first time anyone's seeing them anywhere.
Like I've told you, I think the last time was there is an art community like for like Magic the Gathering. For artwork, there's always a group of people that would like to get into it. And card art is also another subgenre of like art in general out there.
Yeah, so all of the artwork, all the original artwork for the game is up on the Kickstarter as an add-on. So if you purchase the game or even just contribute, here's Jason.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you can drop me below, Franco.
Yeah.
Pop Jason in the middle,
Oh, I can.
and I can
do
go
that.
below.
let me go
There we go.
portrait here.
There you go.
That works.
He's
There we
all
go.
there. So they were just asking about the game, and I knew you would start yelling through the computer screen if I tried to explain it. So.
All right, sorry, let me turn. All right, yeah. So the game. I mean, I'm just trying to grab. Let me see if I have some of the. I have some of the larger test cards I printed. Let's see if we can show this here. So I made big ones. So the cards are going to actually be about the size of like a regular playing card. So these are just big masters I made just so I had some to play around with.
Let me show
And
you.
what you're put the card back up again?
Yeah, put it back up again.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let me get towards the camera.
So there you go. So that's one of the characters, and up top you will have their fighting moves, correct?
Yep. The top is the offense, and the bottom is the defense. And then you said they have a Q, S, and an R rating. Q stands for quick, S stands for smart, R stands for rage, and then it has last, which is their last gas. That's their like last chance to try to like, come back if they get to 0. So the basics of the game, very, very straightforward. This is why I said it's all ages.
So now before you do that, can I say, like, when we did the test play with this, Jason's like, we're gonna test play. So we start test playing, and every single thing that I rolled was a losing roll. So like even my last guess, so I lost literally in 3 moves. 3 rolls of the dice I lost, not once, twice. We played twice and I lost with 3. So I'm like, this game sucks. Why are we doing this? He goes, no, this is not going to happen every time. And I'm like, it better not, because this game isn't going to work very well.
No, that's part of the problem is that the dice were not in your favor that day. No matter what you had to roll, you couldn't. So,
Right.
And everything I rolled was a hit. Like I was just nailing them with everything. So yeah, it's very, very straightforward. And like I said, there are different game modes. And Franco and I were playing just a straight duel. That's the most basic version of the game. You just take 2 characters and you fight them against each other, right? Kind of thing. And we say fight, and I don't want people to, feel like, oh, it's not appropriate for kids. It's just that, you're having 2 characters battle. It's just like any video game or anything anywhere. It's just like Pokemon. They battle and stuff like that too. There's nothing violent there. But whatever number Franco needed not to roll, he rolled.
Every single time.
He was lights out at rolling exactly what he needed to miss. So
he was Mr. Snake Eyes.
I was so happy I was not at a casino that day, because everything I rolled was wrong. Everything.
Yeah. Which is funny because we had spent at that point, we probably been, we were working on stuff. We've been together probably 4 or 5 hours at that point. Everything else went really well that day. Just not him playing the game. So anyway, so there are different levels to the character, which was the 1. Yeah. So this is the 1. He's one of the characters in the game. And he's a lower level minion. He's a low level bad guy. So his stats are not spectacular. He's only 2 on a quick, 1 on a smart, and a 1 on a rage. So he's not exactly a stellar fighter in the game. So he might get beat quicker. And then depending on which mode of the game you're playing, let me grab a different card here. Depending on which mode of the game you're playing, you want, obviously some of them are going to get beat early, and the heroes are stronger. Let me grab a hero here. Who I got here? Oh, okay. I got, whoops, I dropped her card. I got Ki Yamamoto. Whoops, let me go towards the thing. Sorry. This is one of the heroes, and you can see she is much stronger. 5 on a quick, 2 on a smarts, and 6 on a rage, and she has 2 numbers for her last gasp. As you start getting used to the cards and start looking at them, they become very clear that some are stronger than others, and the heroes are. So just a real quick overview. I'm just going to grab the and this is one of our main bad guys. This is El Toro de Diablo, right? And this guy's much stronger. kind of thing than the other ones. So just real quick overview on the game is this. Obviously, it's going to be played with a D6 for each player is a D6, and then you get 3 mini D6s that you use as your counter dice. And you roll, you roll for initiative, and then if you're on offense, you roll, and you can come up with either a move or a brawl, which is I explained in the video and stuff like that. It's just, and you just kind of go back and forth doing your, and it's not super deep. But then I don't want people to think that it's, like, well, it's so easy, I'm not going to get bored of it. The nice part about this is that I've been developing this system that uses this, and I've used this system, bits and pieces of this system in other places, and I've been developing it for different games, for wrestling games, for MMA games, for fighting games. And this is kind of the hybrid of all that stuff together, of all the different ways I've created games. So by having the different modes, there'll be like a melee mode, which is like you can have up to, if you have all 18 cards, 18 players can play. There's like what you build an army. There's ones where you go on the quest. Now the main point of the game, and I'm not sure if Franco talked about this earlier, is that you have Old Scratch, who has all his minions, and he's trying to, take the souls of the innocent and bring them to the underworld, kind of thing. And you have the heroes going in to try to save their loved ones. So there's that game mode where you actually go in and play, and there's different mods off of that to make it much more like a video game, where you only have so many lives, or you only have so many whatever, like kind of thing. But then we also wanted to make sure we had other modes as well, where people are like, well, I don't want to play as the good guy, I want to play as the bad guy. So, which happens. We have modes like for that also. So, but
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I've been working on the engine for this game, even if we didn't have character names on it. It just was like, player, good guy, bad guy 1, bad guy 2, kind of thing like that. I had this engine I've been working on for a while. And the numbers all jive up. That's the one thing I can guarantee you, is numbers tend to jive up when I'm doing things, being a math teacher and all. But
then the other component of this game too is that it's the who's who gives you background on all the characters, which you usually don't get a lot of in these games, because they're on cards, so there's not a lot of space to put this information. So that's why we came up with the Who's Who book that gives you all the kind of background information on these characters. And then we went, like I said, the extra step when we did the Dark Atlas book of all new standalone horror stories. They're in prose, but there's all new artwork by a bevy of super talented artists that have helped contribute to this. So we're excited about that.
And we're trying, and that's one of the things that I can honestly tell you is, having worked on, again, a number of different games and in either, straight R&D, or even in conceptual, or, statistics and all that stuff like that. Very often, games where obviously not like I've worked on soccer and football and stuff like that, which is based on real things, like real like teams and stuff. But like when you start having characters, original characters, there's so little backstory that we started coming up with this, and we started creating our characters even when they didn't have official names yet. We kind of like, well, what's this guy's story? Well, this story is, and we kind of just start coming to the story, kind of thing like that. Especially with the Who's Who, because we kind of were throwing ideas around, and then like I would say, well, let's do this, and then Nikki would take what I said, and he would just keep molding it there, and then Franco would hop in and change it. Like, it's part of the whole process. And I think what makes it unique is exactly what Franco said, is that each character is developed in the Who's Who, the heroes and the villains. They all have a backstory, and that backstory. When you read the Who's Who, you might say, "Oh man, I'd like to read more about that." Well, that's the whole point of it, kind of thing, is that we're trying to give you, in a very, concise way, a quick backstory on this person, so you understand what their motivations are, where they're coming from, but yet still feel like there's still meat on that bone, for expansions, for, further comics, for things down the road, because there's no reason that just because it's a game, that this has to be the only whatever, like I always say, we have plans and schemes, kind of things. And
sort of like Dungeons and Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves, where they had the main story and then you had the little backstory of the characters of how they got to that particular place. You know that there could still be further stories to be told later with those
Yeah.
same characters.
Yep.
And that's where the Dark Atlas stuff started coming from, because we were working on stuff and it was like we start getting invested in these characters. Like, kind of you start getting invested in their backstory and you're like, well, wouldn't it be cool if there's another story? And then the nice part is that we're not limited by there being any canon to what they have to be part of, because we've created all of them, right? So we create the canon, right, kind of thing. So some of the stuff in the Dark Atlas, like Nikki be writing this stuff and Frank was reading through it and he was like, oh, that's interesting, oh, this is cool, like things like that. Or like, Franco would write something and I'm reading through going, okay, like I would never have thought to do that, but it makes perfect sense and like it fits. It's all those, it's part of the creative process, which it's one of the, how to say this nicely, because Franco knows what I'm going to say here. The amount of free time some of us have to be creative sometimes gets hindered. Is that probably a good way to say that?
Yeah.
Or,
Yes.
Limited.
yeah. Because even though you can be a very creative person and stuff like that, there's times when your creativity needs to be completely stifled to kind of fit into the box you need to fit into for the days.
Yeah.
Am I saying that diplomatically enough?
Mhm.
Yes, much so.
It was a good, yeah. Franco knows exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on this for what, a good 2 years
Yep.
at this point. Designing this stuff, this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. So that's why we're excited. Hopefully this will be something that people will dig and enjoy. And I'd love to do something comic wise with these eventually, but we thought this was kind of a cool start, maybe. So we'll see how it goes. And we're not the type of people who are like, oh, this is gonna fun and we're gonna get like $1 million off this thing, and that's just, we know that might not, we know that we might not even get funded, which is okay, but we're giving it a shot. We're shooting our shot there, so to speak. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
It's I said this to Franco the other day. The worst that happens is it fails to fund. But we would never know. You would never know if you don't try. So
Yep.
and we obviously we believe in it, and we've had a good time doing it, and
Oh, it's been a blast. Yeah, I've enjoyed this. This is not something the way I usually get to do it. But I don't know. Are there anybody commenting characters or anything anywhere?
We had Skokie Spider saying that there's like a murderer's row of contributors
Oh yeah,
artwork to the project.
that's
Mhm.
true. Because you can get all the originals. You can see all the characters in the add-on, which is again probably one of the mistakes we made, is we could have probably put them in the story because we have them as add-on artwork, which we didn't do. But again, a learning process. Because then I was thinking, yeah, well, we put all the artwork up there. We could have just put it all up on there, but I don't know. I guess maybe it was given away too much or something. I don't know. But yes, all of that is there. Mhm.
So people, when you go to the website and you check out which pledge level that you want to, don't forget to look at the add-ons, because there's a lot of goodies in the add-ons that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, there's lots of some of my older and newer comic books up there too. So, and we may still add some stuff in there, but we kind of really wanted the game to get funded on its own merits off the bat. So we'll see how that goes. And speaking of which, I'm going to do a check right now. See if anybody contributed. And the answer to that is no. Okay, cool. All right.
Well, I think everyone might be also out drinking right now too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's true.
We are competing with a whole bunch of little leprechauns right now.
One of them sabotaged my live feed on Instagram before,
Yeah.
but we got it back. So anyway, the reason that we're here, I'm drawing one of the characters, and it's called Frenzy. The Frenzy, it's called. And if you are looking to contribute and you look over the Kickstarter, if you do so, and again, no pressure, but if you do so while we are still live, you have the chance to win this drawing. I will send to you when I am finished with it. Well, probably during the week, not right now. I'm not going to run to the post office. But you will win this artwork right here, this one, when I finish. If not, maybe we'll put it up as an add-on very, very cheaply onto the Kickstarter. And now I am fully aware that I am talking as I'm drawing, because that other person asked me how I'm able to talk and draw at the same time, but now I'm fully aware that I'm talking as I'm drawing. And it's kind of messing me up a little bit. Not really. I used to do this all the time in class. It didn't matter who was there. It didn't matter.
So Jason, do you have like the master's in mathematics or PhD?
Oh yeah, no, I have a master's in math and pure math. So yeah,
You didn't want to go to the PhD so that you'd be Dr. Jason?
well, I don't have to. My kids. So you have to understand. Even teaching high schoolers, my students have no idea who Dr. J is.
Okay.
So they call me Dr. J. I've been called that since I started teaching, but they had no idea who Julius Erving was, let alone that it was somebody else they should know. No, see, the thing is, to get like a doctorate in math, like, I mean, I wanted to start teaching, and when I got a master's and like me get in the classroom and start teaching, when I had my master's, I got in the classroom and started teaching. So because I knew that you got to teach 30 years and do all this stuff, and I'm like, the longer and getting a PhD.
One day he knew he would develop this game, and all of his math skills would come into play.
Yeah, it's math is one of those things that because Franco will tell you that I have been trying to learn how to draw forever, and I am just god awful.
No. Franco will tell you it's only a circle, a triangle, and a square, and that's all you need to know.
You got to realize that we taught together almost 20 years. So I've been doing this for a long time. I still can't. But the one nice thing I can tell you this is having, we've seen a lot of students we've had, in classes, stuff I come through, whatever. Whenever I had an opportunity to demonstrate what I could do, not the math part, because I would definitely tutor kids in math all the time when they were supposed to be doing some artwork and they had a math test. But like whenever I was able to demonstrate what I can do, when I'm trying to think, I want to say it had to be an AP class. It had to be like senior level, kind of like the oldest kids in high school. And I bring in a piece once in a while, not all the time. I'd bring a piece in, and that I'd have it prepped and whatever, and I just would start painting. Just 20 minutes a day, sitting there with the kids, just painting a little. And funny. It's funny. I mean, it's funny to me now, but at the time I was like kind of whatever. I have a kid who was my math student, was his art student, great kid. Goes, I thought you were good at this because this sucks. And I was like, dude, I'm like 20 minutes into the project. I'm like, look at when you're drawing, you take more than 20 minutes. He goes, okay, I guess. And so, but I was like, over the course of time, I sat and I painted every day, and the kids were watching me paint while they were working. We're just being creative together, right? And some of them started picking up ideas, and they're like, wait, we do that when we draw. We do that when we do this. And I'm like, yes. I said, it's just the difference is mine is 3-dimensional and yours is 2-dimensional. And I said, I don't have to build in, depth of I don't have to build that into there because it's sculpted there. I said, but if I paint it poorly, if I don't do that correctly, I don't use the right techniques and, look at like where I'm shadowing with my shadows fall and stuff like that, it'll look bad. And one of the big things, and I talk to kids about this all the time, even now, especially like doing yearbook stuff and even just digital art when I'm working with kids. the idea of the flow, or right, like getting your eye to come into the piece and keeping your eye circling, like all those little things. I do that in 3-dimensional art, and people find that hard to do. If you have a full figure, might be able to. You follow an arm or you follow a hand, like there's the thing, whatever. But just in a portrait, just in a bust, it's hard to do. So we do that very subtly with little shading here and there, little, the way the eyes are slanted, stuff like that. And I tell kids all the time, I said, when you're kind of composing your art and you're putting a piece together, and even photographs and stuff, I tell them all the time, it needs to be well composed. It needs to make sense. It needs to you don't want the viewer to be off put by it, unless that's what you're trying to accomplish. And we talk about that a lot, and it's amazing when I start doing that stuff and kids are like, hey, I understand what you mean. And I'm like, I'm glad, because, sometimes, if it's just straight math, they don't always get that. So sorry, I get long-winded. I tend to talk. Franco knows that.
Oh no, it's all part of teaching. That's what, if you were a teacher and you couldn't talk, there'd be an issue.
Well, we know some of those.
Mine was always visual, so I didn't have to talk as much, because I let the visuals do the talking. But no, I could talk for a whole period too. Sometimes I did. Lots of times I did. Oh boy.
I had a professor in my university class had a breakdown in accounting. He'd just write numbers on the board, and we had no idea what he was doing. And after the 9th week, he got replaced.
Oh boy.
We understood he took early retirement.
Man.
Because what it was the handbook number. So if you're dealing with accounts receivable or payable, he would write the number on the chalkboard. Because this is how long I was in university.
You had chalkboards.
We had chalkboards, and we were looking at each other going, what is Mr. Fortier doing? We have no clue what this is. It's a good thing we followed the syllabus. And we're going, oh, I think it's this. I think it's receivables today.
Now you had someone who was just, having issues and dealing with those. What you went through for that class, Wayne, is what I went through in every single math class. I have no idea what's happening. I was just so bad at math. That's why if you ask me to explain the game, it doesn't. I'm like, Jason developed the game the actual game part. So
well, no, I know that sometimes with people, when they look at a game, they just like to know the mechanics of it, and have a good understanding of the mechanics, and then they're going, hey, this is something I'd be interested in playing.
Yeah, and Jason did a couple of videos, and they're up on the LXT direct link to YouTube, so you can check them out with the gameplay. But the thing about this is it's the actual cards are the thing that cost the most to produce. Yep. So that's why, because usually, some of my comics, I just print them and then sell them. And we were going to do that here, but I'm like, this is just a lot in order to do the card, because the comic component or the book component, I should say, because it's not really a comic, it's a who's who book and then a prose book. Those would be manageable, because I know that go to shows and stuff like that. I'd be able to sell them and recoup the money that I'm putting out. So that's not a big deal. But the game is a different beast. It's a different animal there, putting that stuff together. And when we were looking into the cost of it and stuff, it's like, oh, okay, this is I don't think this is going to work in terms of, then we had the idea of just printing it. And then we had the idea of doing the Kickstarter and stuff like that. So, we're in good shape. We really are. Like I said, we got 24 days left to fund the thing. I'm pretty confident we will do so. We're only about $500 away. We're about $500 away from funding, and hopefully less now, but I doubt it, because everybody's out partying on the St. Paddy's Day. So another bright idea of mine to do a live stream on St. Patrick's Day when nobody's home. So, but I think there are some people watching.
Yeah, there are.
Cool.
We got 28 people on
Ooh.
Instagram.
That's good.
Or they've joined. One, it only says one's watching.
Oh.
Still 2 on Facebook.
There we go. See that? 3 people watching. Thank you to those 3 people. You are making my evening right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I should check YouTube.
Thanks for that. See, it's coming along. There he is. The frenzy is happening. The coloring part is taking the longest. I apologize, but again, this is what I sit here and do all day long anyway. I prefer it so much better than my last job, Jay. But that's an inside joke for those of you that don't know. I retired. Jason and I used to work together. And he is still there, and I am not.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him every day, but yet I will not go back.
The one upside is, I gotta admit though, obviously we worked together a long time, but A still gets up early in the morning, so it's before work starts, and I'm texting him. It's like 6 in the morning. I know he's up. I'm not worried about it.
I text right back, right? I text right back.
I'm saying everyone else in the world is still asleep. God's flashlight's not even turned on yet. We're already texting. So.
And that's due to 24 years of getting up at the god awful time early.
I know. Well, the other morning was 4 in the morning, and you're like, "How can I be awake for 2 hours already? I've been up 2.5. Are you kidding me?" That was a day off. Or not a day off. But there's never.
Yeah. Well, you were allowed to go in later that day.
Which I didn't. I went in still. I was there. I opened the building. I made a copier box worth of copies. That'll get me through 2 weeks. So because technology. Sometimes.
What are you gonna do?
So on the stream right now, the 3 of us, we've all done teaching at one point.
Yeah.
Because I was a professor, I was a professor in the night school at our college teaching accounting for 8 years.
And how much did you like that, Wayne?
You'd be surprised. I liked it a lot.
You were teaching adults, or?
I was teaching adults.
Okay. It's a little different.
So that helped.
But they can be worse, right?
Oh, they can be. I had one session that I thought, man, I don't even know if I could make it through. I had this one person that just tested the limits of my patience.
Yeah, and they're watching right now. So
I hope so. But yeah, no, it's I enjoyed it because I didn't do it for the money. I'll tell you that. No, you definitely weren't teaching for the money.
Ask Jay and myself if we're doing this for the money, because why do you think we're running
for the love of teaching?
Why do you think we're running a Kickstarter right now, Wayne? Why do you think? Because if
I can honestly say that the time I taught when I was teaching because I taught college as well. Before I started teaching high school, I was teaching college while I was in college. I was in graduate school doing it, and I was actually teaching class. Well, I was TAing a class, and then the professor was out, and I had to teach the class. So I walk in the classroom, and it's a 500-person lecture center, and I'm teaching statistics. And I'm standing in front of this room going, what am I doing? What am I even doing in my life right now? I'm looking at there's 400 and something people sitting there. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Because I literally, and A has heard this before, I was considering when I was getting out of high school, do I love math? I want to teach math. That's what I want to do. Or do I want to teach kindergarten? And I literally was on the cusp of, am I going to go to this university and teach kindergarten, or go to this university and teach math? And that is I tell kids that, and they're like, really? And then anybody who actually knows me is like, well, no, he loves working with little kids. I work with little kids every single summer, for camp and whatever. I did it for years and years and years. I love working with little kids. But I think to myself going, I don't know if I could teach kindergarten every day. It would be great, but it's just I just don't know. I don't know if I could have done it. But then that same thought was in my head, am I really going to want to teach high school math like teenagers, and so, but
That is
it's
that
a
is
very
never
different world.
that is never a sentence that I have uttered. Honest, I have never I've never uttered that sentence.
Oh, you'll never hear me say that I love accounting, but it was my profession for 28 years,
But you're good at it.
and
though.
I taught it, and I was good at it. But you'll never hear me ever utter that I love accounting. It is everything that I hoped for.
See, I love artwork. I love, like we were talking before about Sienkiewicz and
Yes.
those guys. Like I just, it's amazing to me. Even stuff that looks as simple as Calvin and Hobbes or looks as simple as Bone, is just, I'm in awe of stuff like that. And um, I learned to draw because of comics and learned to read because of comics. So
Mhm.
um, there he is. He's happening.
And it's unfortunate that this side of the world doesn't have a greater appreciation of comics as it does in Europe. Because in
Yeah.
Europe, they truly look at it as an art form. Where here it's sort of looked down upon.
That's a shame.
So I can say this. So one of the things that I'm trying to remember, you used to show at the end of the year. Remember the Frazetta documentary?
Yeah,
That
Fire and Ice. Mhm.
Painting
Right.
with fire.
Game of
Painting-
Fire, and
Yeah.
where he talks about how like, I mean, just a true master, painter. I mean, hitting the oils and stuff, and how he would literally just bang it out in one night, the day, 4 hours before it's due. They're hair drying it so he can stick it in the mail,
Mhm.
and then he had to reteach himself how to paint left-handed.
Yeah, when
and
he
then
has a stroke, right?
Yeah, and you look at things like that, and I'm like, oh, that to me is amazing. That to me is just blows my mind. That, like, I mean, he was able, I mean, to be literally one of the greatest, of that, of that
Of all
type of
time.
artist,
Yeah.
and then to lose it all and not literally just give up, but no, I'm going to teach myself left hand. And when you look at his left-handed work, it's still the same, but it's so different though. Like it's
Mhm.
softer. It's definitely, it wasn't that you didn't have all the years of learning it. He just was reteaching him. So he knew how to do it, just how to get the other hand to start working that way. And
Yeah.
your hand doesn't work the same.
And Frazetta was such a master at, you look at someone like Jim Lee, who's an amazing artist, but he has said publicly that, he tried to draw like the Tiny Titans on a cover. And I think he said it in an interview. He goes, those, or was it maybe about the cereal boxes? But I know he had drawn Tiny Titans, with regular superheroes on a cover. And he said, cartooning is hard. It's hard to do. So Frazetta was someone who can do that cartooning just as easily as he did the drawing, and just as easily as he could the oil paintings. He was just that good.
Yeah, because he was ghosting for Al Cap
Mhm.
on Lil Abner.
Yep.
And everyone, so there's a couple of pages I follow. One of them's like, it's called Frazetta Girls and stuff like that, and on
Mhm.
Facebook and stuff, where they just share Frazetta stuff, right? And they'll come up with like, and again, some days it's just some of his pencils and stuff like, and they're just, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then the next day it'll be like an inked drawing he did, but it's all done in a cartoony,
Mhm.
Tex Avery kind
Yep.
of way. You're like, that's the same guy? Like,
Yep.
are you, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
and it's actually funny is, I don't say funny, but like, cause for years, I would go to shows, and there was a number of times where I worked, with Artie. Well, I mean, I was the guy carrying all the stuff for Artie and Franco. That was what I did a bunch of times, or, kind of run the table when they were at the DC booth, stuff like that. But it afforded me an opportunity, to meet other artists, who I had kind of met, once in a while, but I got to actually sit down and talk with them. And I sat with Basil Gogoth, who
Yeah.
was what a beautiful man. What a just a great person, right? And he was much older, obviously, at this point. And then he actually, we saw him at Jersey Fest, stuff like that, right before he passed away. But we just sat, and he would, and he would just, hey, come sit here. And he would come and I would sit with him. I'm like, my dad's like, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to go hang out with Basil Goguen. I'm not going to pass that up. I'm not stupid, kind of thing. And just to kind of like, just talk about like art, just talk about how he saw things, just the way he put colors together. And you're like, man, and you look at some of the paintings, you're like, that doesn't seem too complicated. And you're like, wait a minute, that's really complicated compared to what it could be. It's kind of like, remember Frank? Oh God, you had to be at New York. It had to be New York because remember we were setting up. We were lugging crap in from the car, and there was a line of people past the table, and Mike Mignola is not even set up, just where he's going to be set up, and people are waiting because he's going to sell original pages from Hellboy, right? He only has so many with him. People lined up. They bought the early tickets and just ran there to line up to buy pages from him. And he was a nice guy. I mean, I wound up hanging out talking to him because he was done selling all his pages, kind of thing. But just, you meet people and they're just, great people too, which is, I think sometimes,
Wayne has met quite a few of those guys.
Yeah.
In the art. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's just one of those things that I as somebody who's not an artist, as somebody who would not often be able to be on that side of the table. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm usually on the other side, with, handing the money over kind of thing, right? To be on the other side of the table with these guys and to kind of get to know them and get to, kind of see their process and stuff like that. It's amazing. And it's a shame that some people don't ever get to appreciate how much, the talent and what goes into doing these things, because they just don't have the opportunity to learn it, you know what I'm saying? Or the opportunity to observe it, at that level, So,
Yeah.
but
Last year, I had the opportunity to sit beside Jose because Fred, who helped him with his table, wanted to walk the floor and look for lunch and that for him and Jose. Said, sure, no problem. So I had a chance to sit there and watch Jose do one of the two sketches that he does for each of the cons. Like each day he does two sketches through his lottery. And it's just amazing how he's just putting the pencil work down and just looking at it, making sure, okay, and then does a little more and then keeping an eye on it. But it was just, it's great. And just talking to him for that short period of time that I was helping him at the booth, it was just, it was amazing. It was fun.
The other thing I was trying to throw in here, and it was Florida. I think we were sitting in Florida. Oh yeah, it was next to that booth of those numbskulls who decided not to show up for 2 of the days of the thing. So we're sitting there and Tiny Titans just dropped. The first issue just dropped, right? And who comes over to the table, right? George Perez comes over and he's talking to Franco and Artie and whatever. And I'm sitting there going, holy cow, okay. And then who else came over? Was it Darren Cook?
No, Darwin I didn't meet till later.
No. We had dinner with Darwin. That's right. Because you showed him the.
Oh, it was in Florida that I met him. Yeah.
These people come over and they're like, "Oh man, this is so cool." I'm like, these are some of the best artists. And they're like, "This is amazing. How do you guys do it?" Like, okay, that's cool. But I mean, I'm sitting there and again, I've sat with them with Artie and Franco, and they're drawing and they're doing this stuff. And the one thing I can say is that. Obviously Franco being a teacher, we're on everyday basis. We're doing the shtick, kind of thing. We got up in there. But to watch them interact with the little kids, to watch them, get, just doing the crayon drawings and the whatever, like just watch the little kids' faces light right up when they're like, hang on, who do you like? Let me draw that. And they're just drawn with crayon stuff. I mean, it's literally.
What's that? Who do you like? You want a frenzy drawing? I got one right here.
So. But that's what I'm saying. That's one of those things. It's just it's a great time. So
he's coming together. Look at
it.
Yep.
Give you some close-ups. Let's check online. Let's check and set ourselves up for some disappointment. Yeah. We have been disappointed. Nobody contributed. That's okay.
I think you'd find that after people will watch the video and things will change.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, we're about $500 short right now from goal, and we have like 24 days left. So I'm pretty confident this will go through. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, that's the attitude you have to have. But I'm pretty confident it will go through. But you know, I'm texting Jay. I'm like, oh, we got another one. Oh, we got somebody else. But that's just me and my. Okay, we can get this funded. Let's do it now. Let's try and do it within the first week. Let's try and do it within the first couple of days, type thing. So I know that's not the way of things. It's just my way of things, my way of thinking things. I was like this in school though too. Like whenever we were working and trying to get something done, you can ask Jay. I'd be like, "Oh, let's do this now. Let's get it done and out of the way. Let's, type thing." That was just always my mentality, my attitude, for good or bad. Jay will tell you probably for bad, but
No, it was when we had to get stuff done, and to be very honest, we knew when things actually had to be done and when things were just being said because someone felt they needed to say something for us to have busy work to do that we knew was never actually going to happen. Did I say that diplomatically enough?
yes.
But when we again, it was because we worked on stuff together, like even as something as simple as like working on the yearbook. Like it was just like there are deadlines. We need to get stuff done. Like we need to get you can't be like, well, it's okay. I'll wait till the day it's due to like bang out 280 pages. That ain't gonna happen, kind of thing. Like you got to be on top of stuff, and that's hard for some people because when you plan and get things going and you want to get things moving and
I know that this is mostly because of the amount of projects I've taken on or that I'm doing now because I'm retired from teaching. But there are things in terms of now that I've retired, I don't know how I was able to do some of the stuff I did in terms of like time wise. I'm like, the day goes by so fast now, and I'm sitting there writing all day and I'm drawing all day, and the day just goes by so fast. I'm like, how did I get things done while I was in school, type thing. So I don't know if that's something that you can
some of those
see or
drag.
not.
Yeah,
But,
those days at school though, they tend to sometimes really drag.
yeah.
Like I'm going to
When
guarantee you,
fun?
between 150 is going to drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Franco, when you're having fun and enjoying life,
Yeah.
it just flies by.
I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy my time at school.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying when
Jay's biting his lip there.
it's a different type of feeling.
Yeah. But it's like, sorry.
When I retired, months later, when I was out with my friends for lunch or for supper, they said, "My God, you look better than you did when you were at work for some strange reason." I'm like, really? Yeah, no, you look like you're alive. And
Andy Price came up to me, and we were in Baltimore, and he was set up next to Katie Cook. And this was right after retirement, because this happened in late September, October, I think. He said to Katie, and he told me later, he goes, I said to Katie, he goes, look at Franco. He's had a smile on him for the last 5 hours. And I'm like, really? Because I thought I smiled all the time. And he goes, no, you didn't. And I'm like, really? Because I thought I was being cordial with people and stuff. And he's like, you may have been, and you smiled here and there, but you weren't as happy as now. And I feel bad now because Jay's still working every day as I'm talking about this. But yeah. Okay. So here he is. He's happening right here.
Good.
Yeah. Just some final touches. So we're almost going to be done with the live stream. Almost happening. But if you contribute during this, broke a pencil point. If you contribute during this live stream to the LXT Kickstarter, I can put that up. Just search LXT or Franco when you go into Kickstarter. You can possibly win this if there's a bunch of you. And from the tallies I've spoken out in the last couple of minutes, the last few times I checked, You might be the only one who wins this, because there was no one else that has contributed. But you may win this drawing of the frenzy. Original character, original artwork could be yours.
Not AI produced.
Nope. Nope. But it's happening. It's here. It's happening. I've enjoyed this. I like the way this came out too. So yeah,
The highlights really pop.
that was what I was going for. So I'm glad that they do. Just putting in a little bit more details with some colored pencils.
He's definitely hitting all his protein goals. Look at his gains right there in the gym. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's all the souls that he's been eating from down under, gathering, harvesting for old Scratch. So yeah, it's it's a tough road when you're trying to do something original, trying to get it to hit with people or click with people rather. But I enjoy doing it. I got to tell you, even if this game goes nowhere, after this, I had a heck of a time doing it, drawing it, and coming up with the concepts and everything. It's fun times. Drink, or as Artie would say, swig. Right.
Swig.
So these are happening. The drawings. Yeah, it was just fun coming up with the thing. We were working on Nick and I tonight. We're working on the very last because all the Who's Who stuff is done, and mostly all of the Dark Atlas stuff is done. Actually, it was all done, but looking at it again, I didn't like the story for one of the characters. So Nick and I were just working on that right before we came on. So, ooh, everything right there?
Yeah, we're good. Sorry.
So we were working on one of the stories right before because I wasn't happy with the story, and I talked to Nick about it. We were just working on it right before coming on. And then I said to my wife, she was sitting right over here before. I said, I'm gonna go live. You want to come on? And she's like, no, and ran out of the room. So I don't.
Yeah, because she got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, she did not want to come on. She did not want to come on. So there.
It's okay.
Like
In all fairness,
Audrey
my
and,
wife never wants to come on to things either. So, Kelly will once in a while. Sorry, Kelly once in a while make an appearance on a podcast because you hear her snoring in the background, but that's about it. So,
What were you gonna say, Wayne?
I was just gonna say, unlike Audrey and Gordy on Arts,
Yeah,
they jump on all the time.
Yeah, just about done here. Can you give some close-ups on that hair? What it looks like going through. All right. Taking maybe another color to go in here, or not, because it's looking pretty good right there. It's looking where it's supposed to be, mostly.
Tonight was a good night drawing.
Yeah, remember the other night? Got some good
Yeah.
ones the other night, but not
But
all
no
of them.
canvases. Oh no, I think you had one canvas or two.
2 canvases, but yeah. And I started one of them, and then I did some drawings tonight for some commission pieces that I have to get done. But
For Sados?
for Citos Istos, yeah. Yep. But they'll happen. I got time still. They'll happen. Then I've been working on writing stuff. Like I said, trying to finish up the Alex T thing, so this way, when we're funded, we could go to launch at light speed with getting things done. We have everything kind of priced out and ready where we're going to go and stuff like that. But now we just got to get the funds to do it, so to speak. Ooh, it's happening. It's happening there. So yeah, if there's any questions or anybody out there has any, I think people are just kind of just chilling.
No questions really.
Yeah,
Going through
'cause
everything. People have
see if
joined.
anybody's watching. Yeah, there's about 6 or
Yeah.
7 people watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, up to 3 on Facebook.
So it would have been 7, but then we asked Jay to come on with us. So Jay's here instead of watching.
It's true. I was on.
No, but we needed you, sir.
Yeah.
It's
We
okay.
needed you to explain the game.
And then
So
other
I
people,
just-
I'm sure, will watch this at some point too.
Right. Yeah, that's the great part about it, is that it goes up and people can always check it out later, So and Franco said this. He goes, obviously we did a lot of like, this is not a let's throw this together, in a couple of days and get it up here kind of thing. We've been doing legwork on this for a while, and making sure our stuff is where it needs to be, and refine whatever. So, again, if anyone's thinking like, again, if you don't believe, like, we believe in what we're doing. We were kind of.
Oop,
So
he dropped out.
sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, no, I was just saying is we worked on getting this stuff ready to go. We, character development. We talked about this. I mean, we were talking about these characters again before they had names.
Right.
Old Scratch had it. He was like the first guy we had. I think it was the first name. I said, I got it. That's the original. That's the one name we got. And then from there, we just starting to put things together. And
Now, how many were co-workers?
no.
None. It's a good question, but none.
I mean, I think we all can relate to the idea of having, a boss who's not exactly, the nicest, but it's no one's based on anyone, actually any people. So, alive or dead.
Stories. I'm looking at old Scratch. I'm looking at Frenzy there, and I'm thinking of one of the managers that literally formed a box with his hands and said, "I'd never make it in the profession."
There you go. Oh, wait a minute. I'm checking, and I think we have a backer.
You should have 2.
Somebody kicked in. Let's see.
And D. Brad is also kicking in.
Oh man, really?
Yep.
Look at that. So we have
Travis Morgan.
People.
Yeah.
I don't know if they all showed up though, but I'm gonna have to check later, and I'll get in contact with the person. But I don't know what we were at before now because I forget. But Travis says that he kicked in a buck because he loves the stuff. Thank you, Travis. And then, but I see a different name up here. But okay, so there was $1. All right, I'll take it. I'll take the buck. Thank you.
Oh, no, D. Brad already contributed. He's going into the add-ons now.
Oh yeah, cool, awesome. But yeah, so the 2 or 3 people that contributed or went back in and adjusted, we will check things out on the backer side of things, and one of you we will get in touch with for this thing. So we will send out to you. We will pick randomly. We're going to find one of those apps or just roll. You know what? You know what's appropriate?
Just roll the dice.
We will roll the dice is exactly what I was going to say. We're going to assign a number and roll the dice. So we will do it that way. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh, somebody's echoing. I don't know if that's me. It might be me. It is me. Hold on. Okay, better. All right, better. So we are going to roll the dice, and we will assign a number to those people. I would do it here on the air, but I don't have the dice close to me anywhere. Although Jay might, but we'd have to figure out who came into this to see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so we are at about $500 away We're at 2,493. We need to get to 3,000 before our time is up. Not tonight, because that's not going to happen. But before our time is up, overall in 24 days or something like that. Is it 24 days?
4 days.
But yeah. But this is the Frenzy, and I can bring up a picture of what he looks like in the game for comparison purposes. I will do that so you can see. And this is an original piece of art that I created tonight for you guys. Let's see. You got to find my file. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves as I look through. This reminds me of when we would have technical difficulties in school.
You mean like a projector doesn't work, or the camera that doesn't work, or
when you
That's
needed
why
it most?
chalkboards never failed me when I was teaching. It was me and the chalk.
So this is what he looks like on the card and in the Who's Who book. This is the Frenzy right here. So
Cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
So yeah, he's kind of cool, and this is him in more demonic form. But yeah, so I think that's it. I've done the drawing. Now we've done the live show. We've been on for 2 hours already. Wow, that's crazy. Time does go by so fast when we're doing this. But I want to thank Wayne for being my commentator wrangler, and Jason for popping in last minute. Like I said, these shows seem to be happening at last minute. Like I said before, I text Wayne and I'm like, "Hey, you want to do a show?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm free maybe Tuesday or Wednesday." I'm like, "Oh, I was thinking in like 10 minutes. Maybe we could do it in 10 minutes." And he's like, "Okay, sure." So I was actually on the air already. By the time he came up. So awesome. So we're gonna check through. Because we're on live right now, but I gotta go in and check through the backer stuff and see how that goes, and pick someone. Thank you, Travis. Travis is an alias in case my name is drawn. Okay, all right.
Because I'm looking at his avatar. His avatar is Travis Morgan, the Warlord.
I get it now.
From DC Comics.
There we go. There we go.
That Warlord. Because I was thinking
Warlord.
not like because the Warlord are barbarian. That's a wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Wrong Warlord.
So yes, we will have to go through and see. And Travis, if I pick your name, I will send it to you no matter where you are in the world. You will get this if your name is picked. But we're gonna go through and see who contributed during the last 2 hours, because we could see when they were put up, and if you contributed in the last few hours while we were here on the air, you have the chance to win this original drawing. I will send it to you. Cool. Anyway, I think that's all the time we have. We've been on for a couple hours already. Thank you for coming out. It's been a pleasure. It's always fun to draw. I like to draw, so I did. So that's what we did. True story. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Good times. Good times.
Franco, yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now, Franco. Yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now.